What are the top 7 foods to eat for diabetes? This is part 2 of a series. To reverse type 2 diabetes and fix blood sugar issues, these will help you achieve that result. All right, the first food we're going to start with is turkey. Now, turkey is a wonderful source of protein. It's easy to cook and it lasts quite a while in the refrigerator once it's cooked or smoked. The flavor is savory and it helps you to feel full quickly. It is a satisfying food, or another way to say that is that turkey is satiating or filling. Feeling satisfied after eating is important, especially for good blood sugar control and glycemic regulation, because some foods are terrible for diabetes. These tend to be the foods that are easy to overeat and leave you feeling hungry shortly after you finish eating. Unfair, but this can happen. It also causes unnecessary struggle with overeating and a continuing gnawing feeling of hunger. This can also lead to struggles with portion control. Now, the experience of feeling hangry might be a constant companion, which is an unpleasant combination of feeling both hungry and angry at the same time. This is often experienced by people who have blood sugar issues. The issues with mood swings and irritability can impact that person too, who has blood sugar problems and unfortunately also spill over to other people in their life. Many people can be affected by the one person who has the hangry behavior. All right, reasons why I like turkey. A 4-ounce serving of turkey is rich in protein and contains approximately 120 to 230 calories, with the exact amount varying based on the type of cut and whether it's raw or cooked. So, for example, a 4 ounce of raw, boneless, skinless turkey breast has about 130 calories, while 4 ounces of cooked ground turkey can have over 200 calories. This variation is because ground turkey contains a mix of turkey meat, the skin, and the fat, which increases the calories in the same portion size of 4 ounces. So just know there's a range there. All right, now here's a tip. Turkey is a lean alternative to other meats that is also low in sodium. Turkey also is high in the amino acid called arginine, spelled Arginine. This is a precursor to nitric oxide, NO, and arginine can also help to keep arteries open and relaxed. If you're also experiencing issues with blood pressure, this can be a real two-for-one kind of win. I cover the role of nitric oxide in other videos where I discuss the interaction between high blood pressure and high blood sugar. Be sure to check out these videos, especially ones that have the words high blood pressure and high blood sugar in their title after you finish watching this video. This way you'll be fully educated about what's going on there. All right, so this nutrition information is for 4 ounces of cooked turkey, and 4 ounces is approximately 85 grams. Let me switch screens. All right, so now when we look at turkey, a 4-ounce serving size, let's say it's ground turkey or it's a cut of turkey that's higher in calories. So this is probably turkey with the skin on, okay? Therefore, it will have a little bit higher fat content. So just know, nutrition-wise, we have a lot of things going on here. One of the, obviously, is that it's rich in protein. 32 grams of protein in that 4-ounce serving of turkey. Oh, wow, that's a lovely amount of protein. Of course, it's a meat, so there's no fiber. That's not a surprise. There's also no sugar. Um, when we look at some other components here, we have 2%. Oops. When we look at some other components here, we have 2% of the daily value of vitamin D. We have 1% of calcium and 7% of iron. Wow, that heme iron that's available in turkey is really a help, especially if you have an issue with iron deficiency anemia. And then also potassium. It has a natural amount of potassium at around 6% for a daily value. All right, let me stop my screen share. Okay, let's cover our next food. That one's going to be bell peppers, also known as sweet peppers. Now, bell peppers are really beautiful. They have come in a wide variety of colors. They're tasty and they brighten the flavor profile of any food that you enjoy them with. They can be eaten on their own or used with a dip that is made with foods like avocados or guacamole, hummus, or salsa. They can also be stuffed, particularly if you're a plant-based eater. This is a great option. Their natural crunch and appealing colors are a wonderful addition to any meal. This nutrition information is for 4 ounces of bell peppers. 4 ounces in this case is about 113 grams for those of you who are using the metric system. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so portion size of 4 ounces or 113 grams, low calories, just 29 of them. And then when we look at this, right, the carbohydrate content that's found in peppers is super low, nothing to be concerned with. Dietary fiber, 9% of your daily value. That's a lovely amount. And in here, we have a small amount of protein, which is kind of surprising, but some vegetables, some plant-based options do have some protein. Here you go. For other nutrients, iron at 3%, potassium at 5%, and calcium at 1%. All right, let me stop my screen share. Some other things for bell peppers. Wow, for vitamin C, guess what? They offer a lot. 161% of our daily value of our requirement for vitamin C each day. Vitamin A comes in at 20%. Vitamin B6, 19%. Folate, also known as vitamin B9, at 13%. And vitamin E, alpha tocopherol, at 12%. Woo! That's quite a nutritional punch. Additionally, now when we consider mineral content, some more good news when it comes to bell peppers. They offer us 6% of our daily value requirement for manganese, more of a trace mineral, 3% for magnesium, 3% for iron, 2% for copper, 1% for calcium, 2% for phosphorus, 5% for potassium, and 3% for zinc. All kinds of broad spectrum here of minerals. All right, so what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and kindly turn your notifications on. This way you can help me grow this channel and reach others with this information. Thank you so much. All right, our next food we're going to cover is almonds. Now, almonds in general have a mild flavor. They can be roasted, salted, plain, spiced, raw, whole, or in pieces. Almonds can also be used to make almond flour, and some people use this as a substitute for grain-based flours, especially those who find grain-based flours are not kind to their blood sugar or to the digestive tract. Almond flour might be a viable option. Now, almond flour in general can have a lower blood sugar impact, so it's best to test your specific blood sugar response to everything you eat, including almonds and almond flour. Also, almonds are a kind of nut. If you know or suspect that you have an allergy to almonds, of course, don't eat them, as it may cause a severe, life-threatening allergic reaction in people who are susceptible to it. Otherwise, almonds can be an enjoyable food that is filling. Now, please keep in mind that almonds, like most nuts, contain a lot of calories in a small portion. It is very easy to overeat them, so do pay attention, please, to your portions. Always be aware of how much you're eating so you don't overdo it. All right, so this nutrition information is for raw almonds, and 1 ounce is approximately 28 grams. All right, let me switch. Okay, so now the portion size of just the 1 ounce at 28 grams, 161 calories. Total fat for the day at 14 grams, that's 18% of our daily value. Total carbs is small at 2%. So should not be a big blood sugar hit. But again, test your blood sugar to be sure that this is a food that's helpful for you. It has plenty of dietary fiber, and this small portion of almonds at 1 ounce or 28 grams can offer you 14% of your daily requirement of fiber. That's a win. It also offers you 11% of your daily requirement of protein. So that's a lot packed in a small package. Seeds and nuts are just amazing. You know, part of nature's gift to us, I think, in terms of just nutrient density. They give you 8% of your daily need for iron and 6% of your daily need for calcium. Now, for minerals, if we look at it, the bigger picture here, interestingly enough, almonds naturally contain no sodium, absolutely none. So that's good to know. If you're struggling with issues with your kidneys, with your heart, your blood pressure, it's important to know what foods don't contain added sodium so you can hopefully stay out of trouble. All right, having said that, let's go on to our next food, chia seeds. Now, in my opinion, chia seeds are an easy and delightful way to boost your nutrition. So let's take a look at their nutritional profile. Chia seeds are tiny black seeds of the chia plant called Salvia hispanica. Native to Mexico and Guatemala, they are a staple food for the ancient Aztecs and Mayans. In fact, chia is the ancient Mayan word for strength. Chia seeds are small, they're flat, and they're oval shaped with a shiny, smooth kind of texture. Their colors can come in quite a variety, actually, from white to brown to black. And there may as well be some other varieties in terms of just their appearance. These seeds are highly versatile. They can be soaked and added easily to porridge, made into pudding, a pudding that doesn't necessarily contain any dairy products either. You can be used in baked goods, added to smoothies, used to make easy, healthful desserts, or simply sprinkled on top of salads or yogurt. There's many ways to enjoy chia seeds. Because of their ability to absorb liquid and form a gel, they can also be used to thicken sauces. And here's the tip. If you struggle at all with elimination, i.e., bowel movements, if you tend to have constipation, chia seeds can be really helpful. But you always want to make sure that your chia seeds are hydrated. Don't just eat a clump of chia seeds thinking that's going to do magic in your gut, because without adequate hydration, it will just be a clump and will keep your pipes, so to speak, your gastrointestinal tract plugged up and worsen issues with constipation. To make it helpful, to help you avoid or hopefully improve issues with constipation, always make sure anytime you eat chia seeds, they are well hydrated, i.e., you've added water to them or other liquids for it to make sense, okay? All right, so the nutrition information I'm going to provide here now is for chia seeds. 1 ounce is approximately 28 grams. Okay, so now we can see, right, with that 1 ounce serving or 28 grams, that the amount of calories here is 138. Completely fine. The fats that are represented in chia seeds actually are your unsaturated fats and of the healthy kind. In fact, the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is very favorable. This is a helpful food that's also anti-inflammatory. Another thing to consider here is that it's low in carbohydrate, yet it can be very filling because look at this, the dietary fiber at 35% of your daily value. That's a lot of fiber in a small package. So chia seeds are all goodness. It's all upside here, no downside. They also offer a substantial amount of protein. Again, a lot packed in a small package here, one of Mother Nature's gifts to us. 9% of our daily value of protein can come from chia seeds. They're really great. They also offer calcium at 14% of your daily value, iron at 12% of your daily value. Wow. Again, another plant-based option that gives you a substantial amount of iron. This is a good thing to know for all you plant-based eaters. And then potassium at just 2%. Not very much potassium to offer. All right, let's stop the screen share. Chia seeds, too, it should be noted, offer plenty of quality minerals. They have quite a broad spectrum here. 29% of the daily value for copper, 28% of the daily value for selenium. If you have a need to boost your immune system, or if you have issues with autoimmune illnesses like rheumatoid arthritis, etc., anything that's inflammatory that ends in itis, selenium is a friend, and chia seeds give you 28% of your daily value of selenium. Similarly, when we're looking at magnesium, if you have issues with cramping, with restless legs, etc., magnesium is your friend. You get 23% of your daily value of magnesium from these chia seeds. Oh my goodness, they just pack a punch. But wait, there's more. Phosphorus at 20%, calcium at 14% of the daily value, iron 12% of the daily value, potassium just 2%, as I noted earlier, and additionally zinc, another thing that can help with your immune system function, at 12% of the daily value. Chia seeds do a lot of good in a small package. All right, let's move on. So let me hear from you in the chat, in the comments, specifically here on this video. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in these comments below. If you find this video helpful, please like the video, share it, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on. This way you can help me grow the channel and reach others with this information. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, the next food we're going to discuss is apples. You know, now apples, they're crunchy and they're tasty. There's many varieties of apples. There's some that are heirloom quality. There are some that have been definitely, commercially produced. So different varieties of apples have their own unique appeal. Some heirloom varieties in particular have a really rich, distinctive flavor. They are easily enjoyed on their own or as part of a meal, say with a salad or inside sandwiches. Yep, inside sandwiches, try it out if you haven't before, or as a replacement for chips or other kinds of things that are served with chips like the dips, right? You can have apples with salsa, with hummus, guacamole. Try it out, see if you might enjoy it. Apples are best enjoyed with their skin left on. The skin has fiber that is helpful in balancing blood sugar levels and enjoying a sense of fullness, signaling it is time to stop eating. So important to get that feedback from your body. All right, this nutrition information is for apples, and the amount here is going to be 1 ounce, and in this case, that's approximately 28 grams. All right, so when you look at the nutrition facts, apples are very low in calorie, as you might have guessed. Total carbs is 1% of the daily value. Not much going on there either. And otherwise, apples are delightful. They truly are. Next food up, onions. Okay, onions now, they're a food that can leave your mouth watering for more, especially sauteed onions. I think they are personally quite delicious. And onions can leave your eyes watering too, not just your mouth. Always remember, don't touch your eyes when handling raw onions. Otherwise, it will sting for quite a while. And you'll get a powerful reminder about why you shouldn't have done that. Now, onions can contain many antioxidants and sulfur-containing compounds. They have been linked to a reduced risk of cancer, lower blood sugar levels, and improved bone health. So if you have a risk of osteopenia or osteoporosis, onions can be helpful in addition to what it can do for blood sugar regulation. Onions serve as a flavoring base for many of the world's cuisines, and they find a home in kitchens around the world. Onions can be baked, boiled, grilled, fried, roasted, sauteed, powdered, or eaten raw. Yes, that's right, eaten raw. I do know people who do that. Okay, this nutrition information is for onions. 1 ounce is approximately 28 grams. Okay, so then here when we look, total carbs at 2.4 grams. Wow, that's tiny, 1% of your daily value. Dietary fiber at 2%. So onions, basically, what they give us is a way to just make our food more enjoyable and also help us to feel satiated and satisfied and enjoy food as it was meant to be enjoyed. They're not likely to trigger any big blood sugar reaction, but of course, as with all foods, test your own reaction to see how you do when you eat it. All right, our next food, sardines. Sardines are delicious and filling. They can be eaten on their own or in a sandwich or as part of a salad, for example. Be sure to read the label if you buy canned sardines, as their calorie content can vary quite a bit based on whether they are canned in water, oil, tomato sauce, or other substrates. Now, this nutrition information is for sardines in water. In one individual sardine, one little fish, right? One sardine is approximately 12 grams. Okay, so this is for an individual single sardine. All right, so we can look at this profile, and it's interesting to notice what's here. You can see that generally, of course, there's no carbohydrates in a fish. We understand that. 6% of the daily value of protein per individual sardine, and they're small. They're really small. They're about that long, about that big, right? So if you have 4 of them, you're going to get 24% of your daily value of protein. You can get a lot of nutrition out of a sardine, that's for sure. Other things to notice is that they give you 3% of your daily value of vitamin D, 4% of your daily value of calcium, 2% for iron, 1% for potassium. All right, let me stop my screen share. Now, interestingly, if we look at their overall profile for minerals, they have a broad spectrum of minerals they make available for our consumption, right? 11% of your daily value of selenium. As I mentioned earlier, selenium can be so helpful if a person has an autoimmune illness or is struggling with things with their immune system, looking to balance there, and things with their skeletal system, right? Selenium is your friend. And sardines, a single sardine provides 11% of your daily value. If you had 4 sardines, you'd have 44% of your daily value. Wow, that's a lot of nutrition in one little fish. Okay, then next, others in the way of mineral offerings here, 5% for phosphorus, 4% for calcium, 2% for sodium, for copper and iron, 1% for magnesium, 1% for potassium, and 1% for zinc. A broad spectrum of minerals are available here. Okay, so friends, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, please like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on. This way you can help me grow this channel and reach others with this information. Thank you so much. The Yates Protocol has those 5 sensitive steps: nutrition, meal timing, stress, sleep, strength training, along with exercise. And in that, it's just really important that we take care of ourselves and know what's actually going to work so that if you have issues with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, you could take control of it and get to a healthier you. Remember, this healing journey is always about progress, not perfection. Please take great care of yourself. Self-care is not selfish. Check out the description for my channel and this video where you will find links to join one of our programs, join our community via the email list, and other ways to work on your health goals. Are you ready to take the guesswork out of blood sugar control and discover how to turn your metabolism into your superpower? I'd like to gift you my free guide to the Yates Protocol. It comes with a blood sugar tracker and a meal plan template you can personalize for both plant-based eating and omnivore eating. Getting your copy is simple. Just scan the QR code you see right here. Or, if you prefer typing it in, go to this link, https:// drbeverlyyates.com/guide GUIDE dash reverse REVERSE dash TYPE dash 2 dash diabetes dash naturally. It's free and it's designed to help you start making changes that really work. The link is available below this video.